day, good people. It's Stephanie of Dr. Stephanie Creates. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry about that. I was getting settled in my seat. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am coming on to share with you my currently inked for the month of March. I have, 6 pens here inked up. And in true transparency, I am still waiting on one pen to come in the mail. And then that one will be inked up as well for my initial inking of March. Now, I will say throughout the month, as I play with my pens and inks, I sometimes add more inks and more pens to the lineup for the month. But to start with for this month, I have 6 that I'm going to show you today. And then, like I said, 1 that's on the way. So let me go ahead and write in here, currently inked. I wish I knew how to letter. I used to practice. Now I just don't have the tolerance for it. Maybe I'll get back into it one day because I really wish that I knew how. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first ink I'm going to share today is an Andurilium ink. It is in the blue family and it is called Flying Squid Blue. So that is going to be our first ink. If I can get it open. Okay, I'm going to use my B1 Speedball. I'm going to try it again and get a little bit more on this nib. There we go. Now I think I may have gotten too much. Well, let me spread it out so you can see this beautiful blue color. Well, you know, coming from me, it must really be pretty. I'm not a big blue person. I need to quit saying that. I'm not a traditional blue person. But some of these blues with shades in them and different tints and hues of blue, I can get down with that. So I need to stop saying that. And I apologize if I'm shaking the desk. And again, this ink, well, I forgot just that quick. I actually have them in the pen I want to use. So I have this blue in this Estabrook Esty, the Botanical Garden. And this is a fine nib. And again, this is Andurilium. Flying Squid Blue. Again, this is a medium nib. I think I'm going to have some fun with this blue this month. Okay. Surprise, surprise, as that saying goes. Surprise, surprise. I have another blue ink. Don't judge my so-called singing. This ink is a Ferris Wheel Press ink. It's called Tanzanite Sky, and it's a sample that I believe I got from Vanessa or Vanessa. Again, I apologize if I'm shaking the camera or the table. And yes, with this being a Vanessa ink, if you shop there, please feel free to use my code to receive 10% off. Some exclusions do apply. My code there is Stephanie Creates, again at Van Ness, for 10% off. This is a blue purple. Okay. Still working on practicing my swatches. I think that's too fat. I want to get them longer and thinner. But then I also try to see the color while I'm doing it. And I have my Benu Briolette. I had to think of the name of it. My Benu Briolette is inked up with this pen. Or excuse me, with this ink. This pen is inked up with this ink. This is a Ferris wheel press. And just that fast, I forgot the name of it. I apologize. Oh, Tanzanite Sky. This is a fine nib, which is taking some getting used to for me. I do use fines, but for some reason this one seems extra thin to me. But I'm going to work my way through it this month. Okay. Our third ink for this month is also from Van Ness. It's a Wearing Gold ink, and you guys know I love a good Wearing Gold ink, and it is called Foss. I saw this one back when I did the big haul, when I actually bought bottles, but I resisted and didn't get it, only to return and get it as a sample. But hey, that was much cheaper, knowing that I wanted to try it. So here we go. And honestly, at first sight, of course, it looks like a black ink. I mean, and it is a black, but to me, once it dries down, you see other properties in it and not just the blackness, if that makes sense. I think it's a nice color. It would be a good everyday color for an everyday pen if that's something you need. And I have Foss inside of my Monte Grappa Elmo 1. Love this pen. Got this pen from Atlas. Yes, another place where I have an affiliate link. If you are interested when shopping at Atlas, you can use Dr. Stephanie 10 for 10% off. And I will put both of those codes in the description bar or box for this video. This Monte Grappa is a fine nib. And honestly, what I was doing as well is I was trying to pick out some pens that need some love and some pens that I consider to be my fancier type pens, because this is March and March is my birthday month. You're probably going to get sick of hearing me say that, but I really, really love birthdays, because think about it. Unless you're a twin, your birthday is the only holiday you don't have to share with anybody else, and it is just yours. So you should just live it up. Like I said, unless you are a twin. I'm really, really shaking up this next color because the shimmer is really stuck to the bottom of this sample. But this next color is a J. Herbon ink, and it's called the Cornaline de Egypt. We've been here before. This is the color that you've seen in one of my newest pens. So you should have known it was going to make an appearance in this video for March. And there she is, the Esterbrook Rocky Top. And in her, I have put this Cornaline de Egypt. And seriously, all jokes aside, I really do hate that I'm tearing up the name of this ink. But it is a very pretty ink with a silver shimmer. And I hope that shimmer comes through on this swatch when it dries, because it's really pretty. And I think it's really perfect for this pen. And let me scoot this over because hopefully I am still in frame. Okay. And again, this is a J. Herbon. And since the last video, I have changed the nib. This is now a fine. So I wasn't in the medium nib mood at the time. So I've just changed it out, but I still, of course, have the nib and will still use it. But I have since changed it to this fine. Just to see what would happen, because yes, this is a shimmer ink, and so far there hadn't been any clogging or anything like that. But also, if the shimmer doesn't really show, then yeah, I know I need to use this with a bigger nib, and that's fine too. Okay. And then our next ink is from Private Reserve. It's in the shade called Avocado. You guys knew that a green had to make an appearance now. You know that. Okay. Hope I got enough on there. Yeah. Hoping I got enough. I got too much because you can't really see the prettiness of the green because it's so dark. But I'm practicing and getting better, I think. Trying to anyway. But this is a pretty green ink. Had enough room to spread that around a little bit more because we just have one more color left. And this ink is in my Leonardo Momento Zero. I love the color of this pen. This pen is called the I Ride, I believe. It's a pretty green and blue. And the nib on this is a fine as well. So this is Private Reserve with the fine nib. This is Avocado. And see, I love this nib. It's smooth and it's juicy to be a fine. See, to me, that looks good. And that writes good. And then lastly for today, I have a color that I did a mixture with. So I mixed it in this little sample vial, and I'm shaking it up because, funny story, I created it using the Atlas Moth Brown from Andorralium and using the Silver Shoes Glitter Potion from Wearing Gold. And if you see that silver glitter, and you see it's so thick it's stuck to the bottom. Well, when I mixed it, I shook it up very well. It was distributed very well. And for some reason, I just kept mixing and mixing, not realizing I don't need equal parts ink and equal parts glitter potion. So needless to say, my desk, or my working desk, because I'm at my filming desk right now, my working desk is very shiny and very glittery because I have this glitter potion everywhere. So I had to work with it a little bit to even it out. So hopefully you'll still get to see what I was trying to do with this color. I was wanting a brown because I love a brown ink too, but I wanted a little shimmer with it. So I'm hoping you'll get to see those properties in this swatch, because when it dries is when that silver glitter appears in this ink. And this was my first attempt at trying to mix something, trying to create something. I mean, I gave myself a C. It was pretty average. Like I said, that first mixture was just a hot mess with all the glitter everywhere. And so I had to remix and add just a little bit to the brown and not equal parts. So again, I really do hope that when this dries, you'll get to see the effects of what I was attempting to do. But nonetheless, while that's drying, I have that in this Radius pen. This is a Radius 1934. I think this is a beautiful pen as well. I think this is the third time I've inked up this pen, and the first two times I used shades of gray. So this go round, I looked at the pen a little closer and I was like, okay, there's tan, there's brown in this pen. Maybe I should pull some brown. And then that's when I was thinking, okay, if I do the base color in brown and then try to lift it up a little bit with silver shimmer, maybe I could just create something snazzy or fancy dancy. Nonetheless, I say nonetheless a lot, don't I? I apologize. Um, I mixed what I mixed and got what I got. So let's just write. I'm gonna call this the Brown Andy mix. And maybe in the sample you can see, or in the handwriting, you can see a little bit more of the glitter than in the swatch that I did. If you look right here closely, if you can see it, as this ink dries, you see it's lighter across the top of the words and the bottom's still dark, but yet there's some glitter. Let's do some swirls. I'll do a little bit like this with this color. And this is a fine nib as well. So hey, I did all 5 nibs except for the first one. Except for the first Esterbrook. Okay. Well, and if it never comes out, you can see it on the back of the feed if you don't get a chance to see it in my swatch, which I hate because I think it turned out really, really cute. But yeah, So here's what we have right now for currently inked for March. We have the Flying Squid Blue and Beryllium. We have the Ferris Wheel Press, Tanzanite Sky. We have the Wearing Gold False, and now that it's dried a little bit, I hope you can see where it's not just flat black. Also with the Herbon ink, I hope you can see some of the silver, shimmer in that ink. And then we have the Pilot Reserve, and then we have my Brown Andy mix as well. So that's what we have so far. And like I said, I sometimes will add to, most times really, to be honest, will add to my monthly inks. I usually start off like this, and then as the month goes, I'll add a few more inks to it. So this is my start. I won't necessarily record and do a video of my addition. I may share it inside of another video, but I won't do a whole nother video for that month. So thank you for watching this video and taking out your time to just see what I'm up to on the channel. Please continue to support me. Your all support means a lot, and I do appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed to the channel. If I can quit stuttering, just thank you so much. And yeah, that's where we're at today. And as always, remember to love on your family. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I had to come back on and add this little clip to the end of the video because once these inks have really, really dried, you can see the shimmer that I was trying to get you guys to see while I was doing the swatch in real time. Look at that Brown Andy mix right there at the bottom. Right there. That is beautiful. And then even with the Herbon, you see the silver shimmer I was telling you about? And you see the shades of the Foss that's black. And you see a little bit of purplish red in that Flying Squid Blue. So I had to just jump back on and add these last few seconds to the video just for you to see the beautiful colors once they actually dried. Okay, again, see you on my next. Bye-bye.